Hello again. We're back for Vlogmas, and today we're just going to do some things we asked for. The 12 gifts of Christmas, essentially. So 6 things each on our Christmas lists. Just to give you a sense, these are, I'll be honest, my list is predominantly books. And Sir Chonk's is predominantly comics, so we kind of mentioned that quickly. But we're going to give you just a variety of the things we asked for as well. And, you don't have to buy these for us. Hopefully we bought them for each other.
Yeah, why would you buy them for us? We don't even know who you are.
Right.
But thanks if you did.
All right. So my first one is I collect Funko Pops. So I asked for a bunch of Funko Pops. I put George R. R. Martin just because that's one of the ones I wanted the most. But yeah, so I always like Funko Pops. My Funko Pop collection is getting so out of control, though. It's like taking over. It's like half a room, and we're running out of space. And so we, before Christmas, need to reorganize and start putting the lesser popular, the less interesting pops further back, and putting they have to go 2 layers deep or 3 layers deep because we have too many pops at this point. And
lesser plays or the crap plays.
Right. So Sir Chonk's first thing that he wants to talk about.
Yeah, so one thing on my list is Luscious towels. Lush AF towels, I guess. So I'm a chonky guy. And one thing that I hate is when you get out of the shower and you grab yourself a towel and that thing is too tiny and you're like, I can't even wrap this around my big old self. So I want, all the time, a huge, fluffy, lush towel. It's going to be soft. It's going to be comfortable. It's got to be big enough to strangle a family of 8. I want a giant towel. However big you think the towel should be, I want it bigger.
All right. So the next thing on my list is a bunch of board games. I love board games. I love tabletop gaming. Sir Chonk hates board games.
I don't hate board games. I just never am motivated to play them.
So we have years of board games backed up that we have not
really
played.
Cool ones too.
Right, a lot of stuff we really want to play. It's just
don't do it.
To be fair, I also asked for a lot of things. We have Arkham Horror, which we love, but it's literally you need to plan a day for it. And so some of the games we have are short, and we have played those. It's more the stuff that you have to. It takes you 2 hours to take all the pieces apart and get all the tokens ready, and an hour to read the directions at least, and an hour to set up. And then you're like, okay, and I'm done now. I'm tired.
A full day of prep that you have to execute before you're even going to play the game. It's
right.
A different day.
And the game takes, 2 to 5 hours to play around. So
yeah. Oh, by the way, though, if you haven't played Arkham, that is an awesome game, and you should definitely play it.
Yeah. So I asked for there's a new D&D game because we do have Ravenloft, and we have what's the other one? Do you know what the other one is that we have?
We have 2.
Yeah, we have 2 of those big ones, and they have tokens and everything.
I remember the Ravenloft one. I don't remember.
And we played that one. We didn't play the other one. And then we have a Star Wars one like that, or we did. I think you might have sold it.
No, the Star Wars one. That's even bigger than that. That's like a That's almost like a campaign.
Yeah, it's like a whole thing. But so this is I asked for this year Bedlam in Neverwinter, which is a ready to play, supposedly only 30 minutes to an hour kind of thing. That is a 3-part escape room adventure co-op game. Ooh. So I was like, well, this is good because you get the D&D stuff, you get the sort of campaign fun, choose your own adventure element. I love escape rooms, but it's kind of well contained, and so it's all done for you. And I think that's just fun when you want to play D&D, but who's got time to set it all up? And speaking of D&D.
Ooh. So, although on this particular picture we have the Isle of Dread, is what I have. Well, I have the orange one. This is the blue one, which is
that's, I think, the remake
set. No, I think this is actually, this is, I think, the first edition one, so whatever. But the point is, I have this one. But I do like to collect they're technically second edition, but they're sort of the first really sort of popular, mass-produced D&D modules and rule books. So there's a ton of them. I collect them. I really like flipping through them. I used to play D&D a lot. I don't really play anymore. But I still love collecting the modules.
Maybe someday.
It's very fun.
Because I do want to play.
Yeah.
So also, we've done a few videos talking about cards. We do like to collect cards. We've been a little less so, I would say, this year than in the past few years, just because it starts to get to the point where you're like, I just spent $150 on this box, and literally, it's like the best card I got was worth like $3 maybe. I don't mind as much with Pokemon just because they're adorable. And I don't think Pokemon has ever really been like, I mean, sometimes you can get a big hit, but like for the most part, it's not gonna, it's not designed that way. Same with Magic cards. I love Magic cards. We don't really play Magic anymore. I used to play Magic. I've never played Pokemon. But so I like to still collect them because I think the art's really cool. Maybe someday I'll go back to playing, but I probably won't. But I do play digitally. It's a lot easier than having to try to like track all the stuff. But I do ask for this. So we ask for cards a lot. So one of the things I asked for this year is Magic is kind of expanding. So they had the Lord of the Rings one, which seems pretty cool. We haven't gotten those yet. But then I saw there was Doctor Who. And so I really want to get a box of the Doctor Who cards. And then next year they have Fallout, which I'm so excited for.
There's like a murder mystery set they have next year.
Oh, yeah, that too. Yeah. So some really cool stuff coming out with
Magic's
Magic.
Getting super cool with their creativity.
Yeah, Magic stuff. I mean, and to be honest, Magic stuff is consistently fun. Like the D&D ones were great.
Yeah, I love those.
So I asked for the Doctor Who ones because if I had to prioritize, that was the one that's out right now that I haven't opened any of that I most want. But I pretty much love all the Magic cards. And then Sir Chuck.
All right, so yeah, I collect a variety of different card type of things. Star Wars cards, Garbage Pail Kid cards, random stuff. One of the things that I like is I like certain players, and I try to get some of their cards. And one of the players I really like is Joe Burrow on the Bengals, even though I'm a Patriots fan, but Mac Jones is ass, so I'm not going to collect him.
Well, you asked for him.
Yeah, I got a couple of his while he was down, thinking maybe he won't suck so much, and he sucks even worse.
Yeah, you asked for him in like March when you made your Christmas list for the year.
Now we know better.
He might have a Mac Jones card coming.
Christmas is ruined. All right. Anyway, so Burrow is my dude. He's the guy I think right now that is one of the best values if you're a card speculator because he's hurt right now. And so his stuff's way down. But anyway, I really like this one. I love the Aqua Optic rated rookie. It's Ostis. I think this is number to $3.99. There's an orange one, which is like the color match, which is cooler, but those are like crazy expensive. This is pretty expensive. But if I was going to get one non-auto Joey Burrow card, it would be the Aqua, which is pricey, but so cool.
Yeah, if he was going to.
Yeah, anyway.
He did ask for other versions. It's not like
you can get the pink for like
Yeah, he
$40.
gave me a long list of Burrow cards that he would like, And
this is just my favorite one.
This is the one he likes the most, but then he's also like, it's like $500 minimum. Yeah. So like,
you can get a lot of cool ones
yeah.
Especially now he's hurt, so you can get a lot of
they're
stuff cheaper.
Unfortunately, I'm mostly done Christmas shopping, so.
Well, maybe I'll go get them now.
Back to also cards. For some reason, I'm not a sports fan, and so like I don't mind opening sports cards, but they often end up being like a huge waste of money. Just because I like baseball cards because I always liked them growing up, and so I have like this like nostalgia for them. But again, I don't mind like Heritage or like I like Allen and Ginter for some reason. They're fun.
Bruce.
But they keep being this sort of like you just end up just kind of disheartened afterwards because you're like, this box I just opened cost me over $100. Or if it's a blaster, you're like, well, it cost me $30 and I knew it was going to be garbage. So, for Christmas, usually I'm like, oh, I'd want a hobby box or maybe not for sports, at least a mega box. But I do like, and their hobby boxes aren't too unreasonable, are the WWE Prism and Select. I like the Prism better. I think they're both cool though. But for some reason, I really like the WWE cards. And I have I don't know why, because at this point I have 9 billion WWE cards, although I've sold most of them off. But I like opening wrestling cards. I don't know why. So I asked for some wrestling cards.
Yeah, they're cool. I like them too. Yeah. And Panini's clever because they have enough fun variations and inserts that you're not just opening base cards. Like I love hockey cards, but Upper Deck makes hockey cards, and they look fine, but they don't have anything. It's just base cards. So you get a hobby box of hockey cards. It's 200 base cards. You're great.
Topps is the same way. Yeah. Well, Panini's is like that. The problem with Panini, and I think this is why I don't mind it in wrestling, in Panini, if you get like baseball, basketball, football, half the cards, and when you get your autos, they're going to be literally a person who is like never ever going to play 1 minute of the actual sport.
Yeah. Or you'll get a cool insert of a guy who's been retired since like 83.
Right, which can be kind of cool when it's like one of the favorite players that you liked when you were like a kid. But I think the thing with wrestling is like it only goes so deep in terms of the roster. So yeah, you are probably going to get way more NXT people or retired people, but even then, it only goes so far back. So, like, the retired people you're going to get are going to be cool, like, yeah, they're going to be Bret Hart or Chyna or, like, you know, I don't know.
Gladys Wumpulus.
No, but, like, for some reason, we were getting a lot of, like, was it Steamboat there?
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat?
Yeah, and then you get a ton of, like...
Channing Stax Lorenzo.
Hey, I like Channing Stax Lorenzo, but yeah, that's what you're getting. But the thing is, I at least know who those people are, and they do at least... wrestle. So at least when you get them, unless they've been like fired from WWE at this point or moved on to AEW or something, but at least you're likely, even like, I have like, well, I think Oro Mensah was fired, but I have his like one of one.
No, he's in the Meta-4.
Oh, good. And so like at least some point you're going to see the people as opposed to the people you get from like football. And it's like, you got a rookie autograph. And this rookie autograph was drafted in the 16th round.
And he was cut in the first week of training camp.
Right.
And now he works at Walmart.
And you're like...
But he's really good there.
Great. You know, yeah. So... Anyway, so Sir Chunk's next thing.
Oh, folks. So you may have known my name is Sir Chunk. Right? And so I'm a fan of the snack foods. And my favorite snack food is the potato chip. And one of my favorite things to get... at the holidays is a magical assortment of different types of potato chips. Most years I get it, and I'm very pleased. I don't know what to say. I like chips. I like different flavors of chips. They're crunchy. They're salty. I eat them. Chomp.
So, I love video games, and the problem is, like, we don't have an Xbox Series S or X. And we don't have a PlayStation 5 yet, and we don't have a Nintendo Switch. Partially, we just kind of gave up on Nintendo. I think the last Nintendo we bought, no, we did buy the Wii, because I was going to say GameCube, but we bought the Wii, and then we, like, did nothing with it. So that was when we kind of were like, you know what, as much as there's a few things that I'd like to play on Nintendo, at some point, like, I do feel a little bit like that has to be, like, tier 3. And I really personally, I love Xbox because I love like the point system more than the trophy system on PlayStation. But as we're looking at like the games coming out that I want to play, a lot of stuff is PlayStation exclusive or, you know, and we're getting to the point now where none of the games that I want to play, only a few are coming out for like Xbox One and PlayStation 4. So this year, I mean, I'd love to get a PlayStation 5, but it's probably not going to happen. But, you know, I think by next year we're going to have to move to that because, like, as I'm starting to be like, oh, I want this game, I'm seeing less and less that I can play, actually. Like, they're just not making them anymore. But they did make the Hogwarts, I think it's called Hogwarts, like, Legacy or something, the Hogwarts game for Xbox One and for the newer systems. And so it's an RPG, open world, set in Harry Potter world. So who doesn't want to play that? So... I asked for this because this sounds fun. However, I'll admit I am like 3 years behind on my video games because I like games that are hundreds of hours long and I don't have hundreds of hours, so I can only like play games on like the weekends. However, Persona 3 is being remade and I'm going to have to figure out because when they officially decide when that's coming out, I think it's February. Once we get closer and it's confirmed, I'm going to have to take some time off because I love the Persona games. And I play them a million times each one.
Persona.
I love Persona. Remember when you bought that for me for Christmas like 20-something years ago?
Yep.
And you were like, hey, this game, it's like a little bit like The Sims and you make friends and like build relationships. And then at night it's like an RPG. So it's kind of got like the Final Fantasy element to it. And I was like, that sounds intriguing. And it's my favorite game series of all time, as I've noted on my favorite video game video.
Indeed.
So, Sir Chunk asked for a few video games, but mostly...
Yeah, so I don't play video games as much as I used to. I used to play a lot of games. I'm very streaky. Like when I start playing something that I like, I'll just play the absolute hell out of it till it's done, and then I sort of don't play for months. So like I'll probably like the last time I think I played a lot was like the last Assassin's Creed game.
So
I
2 years
played
ago,
the absolute balls out of that, and then I don't think I've played a game for more than like. So I played a little bit of Resident Evil 8.
Did that or Miles Morales come out second?
I played the hell out of that too. The Spider-Man games are really good. I started Resident Evil 8. I love Resident Evil, but I just didn't.
Yeah, we just haven't gotten back to it.
I don't know why. But anyway.
Probably over Christmas break.
One of my favorite eras of gaming was the PlayStation 1 era. And there's so many awesome games from that time. And a few years ago, I was like, I'm never going to play these games again. So I sold like all of my PlayStation 1 games.
That was like 8 years ago, right, when we moved?
And I have so much regrets. I regret selling all those games. Now I want to go back and get them again, which is dumb because now they cost way more than when I sold them because life sucks. But one of my absolute favorite games and one of my favorite series is Silent Hill, which is so awesome. I sold all my Silent Hill games, and they're worth so much money now. But anyway, I really want them back, so I'm going to reacquire them at a loss, most likely. And one of the things I want most is Silent Hill, the original.
Yeah, well, I think the last time we moved, we were like, we're just going to get rid of everything in the house. And we donated like boxes and boxes and boxes of books. And then I literally spent the whole year just like recollecting books we used to own, which is going to be really frustrating like next time we have to move. But at some point, like, I also like, we're just going to figure it out because I think we've reached the point too where like next time we move, we're probably going to have to hire people to help us because, you know, we're all old and our friends are all old and beaten down now and they can't help us anymore. So
last time I moved the entire stuff pretty much by myself.
Yeah, your dad helped a little and then I basically looked at some things. And then we had like
a couch by myself.
Yeah, we basically had like we had this like the movers come and do like 4 pieces of furniture and they were like, "Now what?" Because like I was like, "Oh, we moved it all by ourselves." And like I packed it all and you moved it, but yeah, but
that
like
was madness.
If
I did that again now, I would die.
Yeah, we can't do it anymore. We're too old, and like, so next time we move, we're either going to have to like have a giant bonfire, or we're going to have to hire somebody.
Reselling my games again.
Right. So anyway, and then we're just going to touch on briefly. You know, I obviously asked for a ton of books. Like every time Sir Chong asked me what I wanted for Christmas, I was like, books.
Well, you say 2 things, and you didn't put one on your list.
What?
You say books and... You don't remember?
Oh, Snorlax.
Yes.
Yeah, but Snorlax is... I know what... I mentioned him in my gift ideas. I used the Snorlax coffee mug that I asked for, specifically, as a mug idea. But, yeah, so books and Snorlax, that's all I wanted for Christmas. And so, that was pretty much it. I mean, I asked for other things, but... So this is just one book. I really like Alice Feeney. I've enjoyed everything I've read by her. And Good Bad Girl is her newer one, and I was going to buy it, but it came out in, I think, like, late August or September, and I was like, you know what? I am spending too much on books. I have too many books to read to begin with. I don't have time to get to this right now. So I decided instead of pre-ordering it, I actually... moved it to my Christmas list, and so hopefully Sir Chunk got this because this is one of the books I most want.
I didn't even know you liked books. This is the first I've heard of it.
Anyway, so, and then Sir Chunk?
Oh, yeah, so I collect a lot of stuff. Hoard a lot of stuff, maybe. But the thing I collect most, the number one thing I collect is comics. And in particular, one I'm looking for most this year is Batman 227. Absolutely insanely perfect Neil Adams cover swipe from Detective 31, as everybody knows. Anyway, I like a lot of comics. I'm always looking for filling in runs, completing series, looking for keys. So there's tons of comics, actually, that I have asked for. He had like 3 pages, he had like an 8-page Christmas list. Actually, it was like 12. And 3 pages were comics. At least, yeah, there's a lot of comics. I don't expect them all. I like to give her a lot of options.
Yeah.
But there's probably like 1,000 comics or more on that list.
Yeah, this is the one that's like tough for me because, like, this is an 8, and that's hilarious, but we can't afford an 8. And so the problem with like this one And he has another one, it's Silver Surfer 4. Those are two that he really wants for the covers. But I don't want to be the person who, like, picked the wrong cover because, like, that was what was affordable. And I'm like, I don't think you care as much if it's a 3 or a 4. It's more that, like, it should look good. When it's a cover buy, you want it to look really nice. And obviously, and then I get so worried that, like, oh, there's a little chunk out here, or there's a line, there's a color break here. And so these end up being the ones that I end up, like, being too afraid to buy it.
Great.
You asked for a lot of ASM.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I asked for. So, yeah, I mean, I'm happy to get whatever. This just happened to be one of the ones at the top of the list. That's why it's the picture. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I love me some comic books. Boop.
Yeah, so those are some things from our Christmas list. And then we'll talk about books that we asked for because, that's kind of our primary thing in a bit. Bye.
Yeah. Boop.